Are you thinking about moving to San Francisco? Well, if that's the case, you're gonna wanna stick around to watch this video. In this video, we're gonna go over 5 things you need to think about before moving to San Francisco. Hey everyone, my name is Alex Epstein. I'm a local realtor here in the area and I would love to be of help to you. Please contact me at 415-730-6290 or email me at alex@alexepstein, spelled EPSTEINRE, standing for realestate.com. Thanks, and on to the video. I am helping people move here to San Francisco and helping people level up their lifestyle. I have lived here for over 20 years and can confidently say that living in San Francisco is much different than visiting. Today, I am breaking down 5 things you must understand and know about San Francisco before moving here. 1, the weather. The weather here in San Francisco is very unique. We have microclimates, which are vastly different from most other areas in the United States. This simply means that the temperatures can swing vastly within different neighborhoods in San Francisco. It also means that just because it's sunny in the morning does not mean it will be Sunday early in the afternoon. I grew up on the southern part of the city, and there were many days where I'd wake up to go to school and it would be sunny outside, and by the time I got to school, it would be cloudy, foggy, and sometimes even raining. This means that it might feel like a 5 to 10 degree temperature difference within a 20 to 30 minute drive. And to my other point, there are many days where even if it starts off as a sunny day, it may be vastly different later on. For those that live in San Francisco, you know, we always say, make sure to wear layers. Layer, layer, layer. Just like I just did there with the words right there. The reason you want to layer is because of what I said earlier. It might start off sunny and the weather might change. Or you might drive from the southern part of the city where it's sunny to the colder part of the city, which is more north and west. Now, the reason for this is because San Francisco is surrounded by water on all 3 sides, right? To the north, we have Marin, which you access through the Golden Gate Bridge. On the east, we have Oakland, which you access via the Bay Bridge. On the west, you have the ocean, which you don't access at all unless you're going swimming or on a boat, but you're not gonna reach land if you're going west. And south, which is headed down towards San Jose and the peninsula. Now, due to us being surrounded by water on all 3 sides, the geography pulls in fog, wind, and air in unpredictable patterns. This is what leads us to have microclimates. The amount of times I've walked in the streets of San Francisco and have seen or met tourists that are wearing short sleeves and short pants in the month of February is astonishing. I always ask them what they expected coming here. They always mention that the temperature here and in SoCal is the same. Whereas the truth is it gets much warmer in SoCal and they have many more sunny days. I would say it's pretty common here for people to wear long pants, meaning jeans, yoga pants, sweatpants, etc. And for outerwear, obviously, on a cooler day, people wear things like hoodies and jackets. And on sunny days, people may just wear short sleeve shirts. There's a famous quote here, quoted by the famous Mark Twain, which is, "The coldest winter I ever spent was a summer in San Francisco." And I would probably add on to that, saying that the coldest summer in San Francisco is probably at the Giants baseball stadium. It is one of the most beautiful stadiums in the entire country, but it is right on the water and it gets really cold there, especially if you go there at the right time of year and it's windy. Now, just to wrap things up on this point, overall, the weather here is beautiful and I prefer it to anywhere else in the country. I prefer having a little bit more variety than just a sunny day with no clouds in the sky almost all the days out of the year. Yes, that's a shot at you, SoCal, but we obviously don't have the harsh weather that they get on the East Coast. While we do have some variety, it is very mild and consistent here. We have temperatures anywhere from 50 degrees on a really cold day to maybe 70 degrees or 75 degrees, you could say. Now, the temperature will go lower than that certain times of the year at night and maybe warmer than that certain times of the year during the day, but generally weather is within that 20 degree range. Moving on to number 2, San Francisco is only 7 miles by 7 miles. 7 miles going north and south by 7 miles going east and west, meaning that we have less than 49 square miles of area in the city, which makes this space very small and densely populated. So if you compare us to the rest of the United States and the major cities, we are much more small. Alex, what does this mean for us? Why are you telling me this? Well, there are many advantages to having such a small city. And when I say small, again, we're talking about the actual distance and the area that we have. This means less commute time. So to go from the most northern tip of the city to the most southern tip of the city or most eastern tip of the city to the most western part of the city, without traffic, you're probably looking at around half an hour, meaning that you can go anywhere within the city for about 30 minutes or less. Unless you really like driving, then this is a huge major benefit. Also, it's just nice that you can go anywhere quicker, easier, and faster. Obviously, it can take more time if there is traffic, but even on light traffic, as long as it's not moderate to heavy, I would say that this is pretty reasonable expectation. And I will also say, obviously, going north and south in the city tends to be quicker than going east to west. Why, you may ask? We have two freeways that go north and south. We do not have a freeway that goes east and west. This makes it really easy and convenient to meet people and go places. So I find living here incentivizing me to be more active. Whereas when I was going to school in SoCal and I wanted to see someone, it might take an hour. So that might disincentivize you from going out and seeing your friends. As a bonus, I will say that even though we are such a small city, we kind of have everything accessible to us. What I mean by that is if you head, 4 hours east by car, you can go to Lake Tahoe, which means you'll be in the mountains. You can enjoy beautiful snow sports. In the summer, you can access nice hiking and biking trails. Heading more south than that, within about a 3 to 4 hour drive, you have Yosemite, which is one of the most beautiful national parks in the world. Going north, you have the Marin Headlands. You have beautiful redwood trees, which are massive, so you could feel like you are in a forest. Included in the north, we also have wine country. So we have Napa and the surrounding areas. And finally, if you were to go south, within 45 minutes, you have Silicon Valley, which is the tech hub of the world. So even though San Francisco is ultra concentrated, we are surrounded by nature and adventure. The third point is that tech is not the only industry here. So obviously we have a reputation here in San Francisco, which is that we are very progressive and constantly evolving and changing due to us being the tech hub of the world where all things start. And while a lot of that is true, we also have other thriving industries here. Biotech and life sciences are absolutely enormous here. In South San Francisco, we have some of the largest companies like Genentech. In San Francisco, we have UCSF. UCSF is the University of California. The financial sector is huge. We even have a financial district, which we call FIDI. Healthcare, research, and the nonprofit sectors are major job providers within the area. And lastly, we obviously have hospitality, restaurants, art, and tourism, which are a key to San Francisco's identity. Moving on to number 4, you can buy a single family home in San Francisco for under $1 million. I know a lot of people that have lived in San Francisco their entire life, and they still don't believe this is the case, but this is true. It just depends on what you're looking for and what you would be willing to accept. There are definitely options under $1 million. They just may not be the most ideal, meaning that they may be smaller or in areas that you were not originally considering. You can tend to find these options in the corners of the city, maybe in the southern eastern part of the city and the northern western part of the city. Some neighborhoods include the Outer Sunset, the Excelsior, Portola. Also, don't forget that there are other neighboring cities in San Francisco which are very accessible that have lower price points than the average homes in the city. Some of those places include Daly City, South San Francisco, Oakland. While it may not be ideal, all of these areas are within a relatively close proximity to the city and are still super accessible. 5, every neighborhood has its own distinct personality. This is really cool to me because even though San Francisco is only 7 by 7 miles, which we spoke about earlier, there are still a ton of neighborhoods to choose from, and each one of them has its own unique positives and challenges. Within a 10-minute drive, you can explore areas that feel completely different. I once heard that San Francisco has 89 unique neighborhoods, but 37 neighborhoods are officially designated in the city. Each one can have its own personality and seems like its own little small town. In the Mission, you might get a younger feeling with a lot of artwork and murals and food and culture with some nightlife and a lot of sunshine. Whereas in the Marina, you have waterfront access, maybe a younger demographic, and offering boutique shops and brunch spots. Here, you can get a completely unique feel just by walking down the street, going from one neighborhood to another neighborhood. So really, when you do end up making your decision, you're not just choosing a home, you're choosing a community. If you're thinking about moving to San Francisco or relocating to a different neighborhood, I'd love to hear from you. Please feel free to reach out to me. I'm a lifelong San Franciscan, living here for over 20 years, and I know these neighborhoods inside and out. I'd love to help you find your dream home. My phone number is 415-730-6290, and my email address is alex@alexepstein re.com. Please subscribe to keep up to date with San Francisco real estate tips, neighborhood guides, and local insights. Thanks again.